It's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
You have the creepiest smile on your face every time you say that.
Oh, yeah, baby, you can dig it.
Man, I know you don't like music, but somebody put up a jingle for a beer song. I don't know if you saw it. I forgot the guy's name. Somebody made a group, and they put up a commercial, an old 60s commercial with these old white dudes singing. And it was, if somebody can make a jingle like that, I will play it. I just don't want anything up. But if you heard it, I know you'd love it because it fits so well to what we start out with. That's just me. You looking at me like that's the craziest thing you've ever heard.
No, I just don't know what the you're talking about. I
Did
really
you just
don't.
bleep your own self?
I just bleep my own self.
No, what?
I do that sometimes now. It's weird. I'll swear, but I'll bleep myself when I'm talking to people. Because you'll be out in public. It'll be what the is this all about? This happy or. And nobody picks up on the fact that you're swearing because nobody's really listening to what you're saying.
It's just me, man. You can fuck away.
All right, Corey.
I don't mean literally bring somebody
Put that
here and fuck
Alabama
away.
black snake back where it belongs, my friend.
I ain't talking about fucking me. I'm just saying, language-wise, feel free. Let yourself go. So, big week, man.
Big week.
A lot of stuff happened this week. Well, one main thing happened this week. Of course, we'll get into those after we go into...
And we'll see how much of it I actually know about because I have been out of sorts this week.
That's right. You want to talk about what you've been into. You are a happy new person after this week, too. A lot of big things happening with you. You were finally a man.
I am finally a man.
Finally lost their virginity.
Did that happen?
I don't know. That's not what happened. I mean, you might have. I don't want to know if you did. So, let's go ahead and get into what do we always start out with every week?
The top 5.
All right, sing me into number 5,
Number 5.
Number 5. Now, you tell me, this is kind of a huge drop, right? Harold and Kumar escaped from Guantanamo Bay.
They still stayed in the top 5. That was kind of a big deal because it was one of those things where there were 2 big screenings here in Austin. There's the one we went to that was cold. There was hardly anyone laughing. All the critics walked out hating the film. Then there was the one at Austin Film Festival, or actually South by Southwest.
South by Southwest, yeah.
Where everybody walked out saying it was the funniest thing they've seen all year.
Come on, it's at a film festival where
but
everybody...
No. I'm not just talking about people who walked out. I'm talking about other critics. For some reason, they walked out. The screening just went nuts, and everybody thought it was the funniest movie they'd ever seen.
You were surrounded, first of all, by people who paid hundreds of dollars to be at the festival. So they're going to get their laughs worth no matter what. They're going to make themselves think it's funny.
Except not the press. The press gets their pass for free.
Well, that's what I'm leading up to. It's infectious. If you're in a crowd that is crazy, I think that you go along with it.
No, it does. But that's what the point I'm getting to is we went and saw it with a cold crowd, a crowd that didn't get into it. Then there's this other crowd that really got into it. So there was this whole kind of concept floating around that maybe it really wasn't that funny a movie. It was just funny if you went to one of these really good screenings where the crowd was all about it. And I honestly, I didn't expect it to drop off the top 5, but I wouldn't have been surprised if it did.
Yeah, no, I did. I mean, a lot of people found the movie funny. I knew I wouldn't, no matter what, because I wasn't that huge of a fan of the original. But I had people eloquently writing me, I believe that Harold and Kumar was the funniest comedy to be featured this year. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. What you want me to say? I didn't like the movie. And I mean, nobody actually came at me like, well, fuck you, Harold and Kumar is fucking funny. You a fucking idiot. No, everybody was real nice about it. And they just, I don't think you really understand Harold and Kumar. I'm like, no, I guess I don't. So, number 5, they dropped down and they had a gross of $6 million this weekend, which is, they just barely got $25 million in. So,
well, you know why they made only $6 million this weekend? Because most of their audience went out to play Grand Theft Auto 4. They're sitting on the couch with their bongs, smoking it up, shooting the cops, and getting their health back with prostitutes.
Yeah, beating prostitutes and getting their money back after giving them the good go ahead. So, number 4.
Number 4.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Dude, I am so glad this is clinging in there. Because I really do love this film, and I love that people are still going and it's still doing business. The fact that it got last week we talked about the fact that I was sad that to see Harold and Kumar beating it, and now it's beating Harold and Kumar.
No, it's got sticking power. I think people are actually saying
it's got what they call in the industry legs.
That makes me sound like like the movie's some kind of sex symbol or something.
No,
Man, look at the legs on that movie. I fuck that movie. But you know how I relate to
that's
things.
just you.
Yeah,
you can't get away from anything without thinking it involves sex. I mean, you watched Iron Man, you're like, man, that guy gets a lot of ass. He's a dude in a metal suit that kicks ass. Yeah, but he gets a lot of ass while doing it.
Hey man, that's how I see that's how I see the world.
Yes, yes, you do.
I'm watching Animal Planet. They're talking about this bird migrates and does it. Yeah, when is the bird gonna be fucking? That's what I want to know.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Get horny now.
Don't do that.
I will do that.
I am that nasty person who watches animal specials just. To
I don't look. There are things I do not need to know about you, Corey. There are things I do not need to know, and we're getting to that point right now.
I like animal sex.
Number 3.
Speaking of animals and sex, Baby Mama.
Baby Mama.
Movie that you hated, but
hated it.
Still staying in there. It's up to $32 million.
Woohoo! Let's move on. Number 2.
Stop it. Now the movie, everyone seems to at least like this movie, except for you, man. I have not really seen a harsh review like yours yet. Not one.
I'm the guy that fucking hates it.
What is it about you that hate? Why do you hate this movie so much?
I just didn't like it.
Do you not like Tina Fey?
No. In fact, that's the problem. The problem I have with this movie. I love Tina Fey. I love Amy Poehler. There is not a person. It's like what we talked about last week. There's not a actor in this film that can go, I really don't care for them. I love all of them. If you put one of them in a movie, I will fucking watch that movie. I don't care. I will give it a shot. I had high hopes for this movie. Everybody else, it's probably an expectations game because everybody else walked in going, man, this looks like a piece of shit. Hey, it's not too bad. No. Wow, that wasn't so painful. I walked in going, dude, this is Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. These two are funny fucking women.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see this. Wow, this is a piece of shit. Oh my God, this is shitty.
I can't say anything. I have not. It just dawned on me. I have not seen that many movies. People ask me.
Dawned on you?
Well, I don't know. I've been at either different screenings or I wasn't around to go out.
Dude, I had that in March because of everything that happened to me in March. There's like a whole window of movies in there that this happened to me. I drove by the Galaxy here and looked up at the marquee. There were 9 movies on the marquee, and I hadn't seen one of them. And that's the first time that's happened to me in like 8 years. Well, it was creepy.
No, people tell me when people ask me what movie should I go see, I was like, I don't know. They say Forgetting Sarah Marshall's good. Like I like the way you point at this beer. Beer.
I'm trying not to. I do this every fucking week. I should just say, hand me another fucking beer, motherfucker. But I point at the beer while you're talking and sharing your thought. And you know what I want, but you always got to be. Why you got to be beer? Fire bath, friend.
Like. You're like a chimpanzee. But
like a zombie.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Haven't seen. I tell people to go see that. I haven't seen Baby Mama, and I hadn't seen the next movie that we're talking about, which is Maid of Honor. And I expected this movie to be bad, and I think a lot of critics have said that it is not that good. But didn't stop it from being number 2.
Well, of course not. This is what you call counter-programming, and this is a perfect concept of counter-programming.
Oh, yeah.
They knew this weekend anyone with a penis, anyone with a pair of swinging balls was going to walk into Iron Man. So they said, what do we do? Some companies will program something similar that they know isn't going to do well so that it can get overflow. But we really don't have overflow much anymore. Iron Man was on like 4,100 screens this weekend.
Yeah.
And as a result, if you wanted to see Iron Man this weekend, you could pretty much see it. But Maid of Honor was for the chicks. And so anyone who didn't have a dick and balls got to go, do I go see that movie with the cute Robert Downey Jr.? Oh, it's Dr. Dreamy. Oh, we have to go see that. I love Grey's Anatomy.
I hate that fucking name, Dr. McDreamy. Get the fuck out of here with that. But that's a common practice that they do. It's not unusual.
I'm sharing with our audience. It is called counter-programming.
Oh, no, I was just saying that usually you'll see more times than not, a romantic comedy coming out against some action movie or some blockbuster because...
Especially during the summer because everyone wants to go see the movies and...
Yeah. And if it's not that, it might be a kid's film.
And hey, if Iron Man sold out, well, honey, we came here to see your movie, but it's sold out, so let's go see my movie, and we'll see Iron Man later.
That's when you say, bitch, you crazy.
How much did it make this weekend?
It didn't make a whole lot. It made $15 million.
$15 million is still a respectable number,
it's
but
okay.
it's quite a steep drop off from number one, which was
Nim's Island. No,
Nim's Island made an amazing comeback. You have no idea. It was motherfucking Iron Man. Everybody knew that. They knew that 12 years ago. It's like, oh, Iron Man's opening. That one's going to be number one.
No,
except, wow.
No,
did it make number one?
No, you asked me what it made. You asked me if it made over $100 million here, and it did. It made $104 million domestically, and it made $201 million worldwide. So.
Now, here's what's incredible about this. First of all, the studio projected 70. Now, they were being safe, but it's rare that a studio actually is safe with their numbers like that. They projected 70, and it did 104. They even said this weekend that they were going to do – everyone projected 90 million. They said, oh, after Friday night numbers, it's going to – Thursday and Friday numbers, it's going to do 95 million this weekend. And Paramount's like, look, we're doing backflips for that. It did even more than that.
I had read when they were talking about 70 million, and that's what they were predicting. And I even looked at that, and I was like, shit, my mom is calling me up and talking about, you want to see Iron Man? Like, Mom, what the hell you know about Iron Man? No, everybody was going to go see Iron Man. Iron Man is that, in fact, I didn't even know it was going to do that big. I figured it would after the hype, but
I had my fingers crossed, dude.
Iron Man, he's not Spider-Man. Not everybody knows Iron Man.
No, but this is exactly what this proved that the formula works. The point is, first of all, it's a comic book movie and people know it's a comic book movie. Second of all, when you watch the trailer, you get the point of the character. You get that it's a rich Batman type, except he wears a badass suit and fights tanks and robots. Awesome. Then you throw on an Oscar-nominated cast. You get people like Robert Downey Jr. to play the superhero. Everybody loves Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. as a superhero.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. That really sold the movie to people who don't give a fuck about Iron Man.
Exactly.
Robert Downey Jr. in that song.
But that's the point. Now, from this point on, after what happened with Iron Man, you are going to see every major Hollywood player trying to score a superhero role.
Well, they were doing that before.
Well, no. I mean, some of them were circling, but they all turned them down. You know that George Clooney turned down Fantastic Four. They wanted him for Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Matt Damon and Tom Cruise both passed on the Iron Man role initially. When they were circling
but do you know who was fighting for it before?
Who?
Take a guess.
I really can't. I can't recall this.
Now, see if you can imagine this as Iron Man. First of all, I'll give you
just
the more.
Give me the name. Give me the fucking name.
Shut the fuck up. I'll tell you when I'm ready.
Okay, play your little games,
exactly.
man.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. You're up there rubbing your mouth, and I'm sitting up here trying to tell you something. You're like, hurry up.
Get to the fucking point. Don't play your games with me.
In fact, I'm going to
You're like Dr. No sitting over here stroking your cat. It's not actually Dr. No.
Let me contemplate. Should I tell him? Should I not? No, I'll give you the more feasible person. It was Tom Cruise.
Well, yeah, I mentioned that just a moment ago. Yeah. Tom Cruise was interested, but ended up not being interested. And I'm glad because he really wasn't. He wasn't Tony Stark.
I could see him. Because Tom Cruise is kind of a dick anyway. But Tom Cruise is just fucking nuts right now.
But who's the other person one that you're excited to share?
No, the other person is Nicolas Cage.
Well, Nicolas Cage circled every major. He's been trying to be a superhero.
He was trying to be Superman at one time.
They came to him about Superman, and he was all about it. And that's where the fan base turned against him. But the thing is, I respect Cage. I really do, because he's a comic book dork.
But Nicolas Cage, he does not look like any superhero. Now, you want to make him a super villain, maybe, but
But he knows how the game's played. He knows you don't have to look like the hero, because more often than not, people haven't read the fucking comic. And he's a comic book dork who at the time was one of the most famous, most popular actors in the world. He'd won an Oscar, and he wanted to be a superhero, and he figured he could be any superhero. Sure enough, the studios wanted to give him to him, but the fan base, that was the first time. Nicolas Cage is the first time the fan base swayed the direction of a film.
I remember that.
The fan base freaked the fuck out.
Well, they stopped him and Tim Burton from making that movie, which would have been fucked up. But yeah, Tim Burton wanted to make Superman, but I just can't see Nicolas Cage as any kind of superhero. Even as Ghost Rider, when he had all his skin pulled back off his head, I'd still like, ain't Nicolas Cage. But Robert Downey Jr. That was genius casting, and he sold that fucking movie,
And
man.
Favreau knocked it out of the park, dude. He made a great film, and now Favreau's been anointed. He took this whole project is great on so many levels. First of all, this is the first project that Marvel self-financed. They paid for it themselves. Paramount just distributed it. So Paramount didn't have their hands in it. Marvel had total control over the whole thing.
This is the first Marvel movie that they've done, and this is going to be the breaking point here because I don't know. I don't know if this movie was so good because the company Marvel had a bigger hand in it, or it was just they just got lucky.
Well, either way, this is the best reviewed comic book movie that Rotten Tomatoes has ever had. Mm-hmm. It's got
94. Is it? I saw 94%.
94% positive reviews, and everybody's just loving it. It did killer box office. It is second in opening weekend only to Spider-Man. It bested Superman Returns. It bested Spider-Man 2.
Well, Superman Returns.
I don't know if it did Spider-Man 2. I think
I can't tell you. I don't know. I know
it beat Hulk. It beat all of them with a character who is less known than all the other characters.
Come on, Superman Returns and Hulk. That didn't do all that well anyway when they opened up. So.
Except that the point is it.
Now Spider-Man, that's the one to beat right there.
Well, yeah, but the point is they beat everybody knows who the Hulk is and everybody knows who Superman is, and Iron Man beat the crap out of both of those openings. Now let's see how this new Hulk does. I'm really excited to see what happens here.
It ain't going to open up as good as Iron Man.
You don't know that for sure.
I can tell you that right now.
Oh, go ahead and tell me that right now, but you could be wrong. You're talking out your ass at this point.
Of course I'm not definite. I haven't gone to the future.
Edward Norton starring in a Hulk film?
I pretty much believe strongly that it's not going to open up near the numbers that Iron Man did.
We don't know. We'll see.
I know we don't know. Like I said, I haven't traveled to the future
because this year could be the inverse of last year. Remember how last year we had all the big blockbusters and they all turned out to be crappers? What if we have this whole month where all the films actually turn out to be awesome and everybody's just excited to go back to the movies every weekend because every movie they've seen so far is incredible?
I don't think it's going to happen with the Hulk, but I mean that's just me. That's just
I don't
prediction.
know. I'm not saying it will. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Damn, what the hell, man? You just had one.
It's by my feet. You said don't put it on my coffee table, so I put it on the floor, and my feet are on the fucking floor. What do you expect?
And the goddamn clodhoppers you got down there. What you wear? Size 14?
You know what they say about a guy who has really big feet, right?
Big ass shoes.
He has big ass shoes.
I mean, it look like you're wearing swimming fins, but
they're size 13s.
No, I'm not. I really, it would please me. Yeah, you want to have a lady go out and buy you some shoes?
That's right.
No, look, it would please me nothing more for the Hulk to come out and do just as well as Iron Man, but it just doesn't have right now. It doesn't even have the anticipation that Iron Man had. It doesn't have the appeal that an Iron Man character does. So. And honestly, let's admit it. Edward Norton, not as appealing or as big as Robert Downey Jr.
I think you're full of shit there.
No, you can, but I'm telling you, I don't think so. I strongly believe that. I mean, especially since Robert Downey Jr. has been a lot more visible these days than Edward Norton.
Sure, except that his films have not done very well. I mean, he's had some great roles in some of them, and there's some things that are overlooked. I mean, this would be a great time to start talking about the overlooked Robert Downey Jr. films. Let's move on to that here shortly.
I don't want to talk about Robert Downey Jr. movies. We got a lot of stuff to cover here. Well, okay. We want to cover the blue. I would tell you this.
Maybe I'll do that as a webcam this week.
Yeah, perfect webcam. I mean, we just got a lot of stuff to get to. Your thing, and I just want to tell you this. I want to tell you why I think that Iron Man is probably the best superhero movie ever made.
I don't know if I would go that far.
No, I'm telling you why I think.
Why do you think?
I think because this is what I was talking about. But I don't know if it had something to do with Marvel being totally involved in this. But this is the first movie that I've seen to get it right down from how the characters look, right down to the costume, right down to Robert Downey Jr. being so much like his character. I mean, it had everything in there that seemed accurate. And I don't even know about Iron Man that much, but fans even telling me it stuck close to the story.
It really does. And you say Marvel, the thing you're leaving out is Jon Favreau. Now, Jon Favreau was an actor turned director, so he's an actor's director. He's really great with special effects, but most of all, he's actually starred as a comic book character. He played Foggy Nelson in the Daredevil movie.
No, he was a sidekick to Daredevil.
Sure, but it was an important Daredevil character. I mean, it's in the life of Matt Murdock, Foggy Nelson is incredibly important. He's his partner in the law firm.
Yeah, but Daredevil sucked. So.
No, it didn't. I was sat there with the review, and you liked it.
No, when we did it, because everything, I can tell you what your words, you and Cyrus's words were to me every time I criticized something. You said, but it's a comic book. And I said, yes, but that doesn't mean you take liberties with everything in a movie.
I didn't say that. That was all Cyrus. Cyrus was all about, but it's a comic book.
I will never
defend a movie based upon, it's a comic book movie. But it's this movie. It's, no, that's...
Both of you at the time said that to me.
No, horseshit.
Okay, I don't have anything to prove
and
it.
And you actually enjoyed it. No, you don't.
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
Personally,
no, I didn't.
I really like the Daredevil director's cut.
As a matter of fact, I can tell you, Leon jumped on me because I had another complaint about the movie. I was like, why they cast a black dude as the Kingpin when the Kingpin is white? And I was like, see, that is not a comic book movie to me when you take all these characters, don't even try to resemble the characters they are in the book. I can understand changing some things
physically,
around.
Michael Clark Duncan fit the Kingpin except for being black.
Except for being black.
And really, does it matter if the crime lord's white or black? If he's still the same character and he still physically looks like the big guy that fucking throws the guy Daredevil around?
If the Kingpin got out of a burning car and was as black as
dude, the only
Michael Clark Duncan.
Now, you of all fucking people, dude. I mean, seriously. You're going to make a big deal that, the character, that it makes a big difference whether he's black or white?
To me,
every other aspect of the character was exactly like the comic book. He was Wilson Fisk. The character of Kingpin, it didn't matter whether it was white or black.
To me, it does. I can't dictate that to anybody else, but to me, I think it's important if you're going to make a comic book movie, unless it's just something you absolutely cannot do in that movie that wouldn't make sense. Like, for example, I understood why they changed the costumes for the X-Men. I still think that if they tried, they probably could have made it close, but I understand. They look crazy in real life. All right, fine. But when it comes to the race of a character, that's one area I say stick to how the character looks. I mean, think about how you would feel if Peter Parker was like Urkel. Now, would you like that? If Peter Parker was black?
If the actor was a solid actor and an actor who fit the role perfectly, it's not that important.
I can tell you people would have raised hell if Peter Parker was black.
And you know what? When it comes down to it, now that you bring that up, I can totally imagine a black Peter Parker. You know why? The young kid growing up with his grandma who loves his grandma. That's more of a black culture thing than it is a white culture.
What do you say? Only black people love their grandmas?
No, but no.
I hate my grandma.
White culture in this America. I hate to say it, but in this country at this time, our culture is very much about separating yourself from your family, not becoming. The idea of living in the same house with your grandmother is a bizarre concept in this day and time in white America. I live 3,000 miles,
and that's not
away
his
from
grandmother,
my
by the
family.
way. That's his aunt that he lives with.
Aunt May. Well,
yeah, that's not. That's not his grandmother. So you talking about he's black, and you don't even know who he lives with. You don't know Spider-Man.
I'm several beers in at this point already.
That already just pull the rug out from under you. That doesn't need.
Aunt May's his grandmother.
That's his aunt. What do you?
She just calls her Aunt May.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Totally
you just gonna change this shit
dude.
around?
No,
you just gonna rewrite Spider-Man just to make your point?
I can actually see a black Peter Parker though, if you got the right actor to do it.
I cannot.
But you know what? We're also not talking about the main character. We're talking about a villain.
Exactly. I mean, I think everybody in that universe should try to be the same. But that's why I liked Iron Man, because Iron Man seemed like it was the closest adaptation to a comic book ever made.
Except you never read the comic book.
No, I know about Iron Man. I mean, I definitely read Iron Man off and on when I was a kid, but I don't know. I wasn't a big fan. I was buying other things. I couldn't buy every fucking comic book out there, so I had to buy Spider-Man, Hulk, and a few other things. And then after a few years, I just stopped buying comic books.
I loved Iron Man. I thought it was a great film, and I can only hope that Marvel keeps on this road. I hope to God that they let Jon Favreau make an Avengers film. Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Now, for those of you who don't know, the Avengers are the Iron Man, Thor, the Hulk, They have some other characters
now,
in the
hold
Wasp.
hold on. Before you start naming off, there are actually well over 300 members of the Avengers.
Well, I'm just saying for those the uninitiated, and I'm one of them.
The very first incarnation of the Avengers was the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, and Ant-Man.
Okay, I don't.
In issue 4, they introduced Captain America. Wasp is also a featured character. Those are the major Avengers.
Okay, I don't give a fuck about the history. I'm just saying that right now they want to. They sound like they want to make an Avengers movie, and that's what you say. It was right now, and the reason why I named the Hulk and Iron Man is because they have a Hulk movie coming out, and we already have Iron Man. And they've been talking about wanting to make a Captain America movie for a long time. They did a long time ago, but it sucked. They had all these. They have the actors now that they want to get into the same movie. They want Robert Downey Jr. to stay as Tony Stark. They want to keep Edward Norton as Dr. Bruce Banner, and so they want all these actors to stay the same. And so now they're trying to, since they have these comic book movies now, and the comic book company Marvel is controlling most of these movies. Now they want to actually say, okay, just like they do in the comic books, let's have them interact with each other, because in the comic book
crossover,
exactly. And so they're saying that's what they do in the comic book world. Let's try it out in the movie world, and I think that's a great idea. Now I know some people say it can't be done, some people say it can.
Well, now let's be honest here. Leon says it can't be done, and Leon is on crack.
Well, somebody made a good point. He's like, one of the things that he said was the salaries would be too high.
No.
And, somebody made a good point by writing in and saying, well, look at X-Men. That's a big ensemble superhero movie.
No. Forget X-Men. Forget X-Men. Cyrus made the point this week. He said, okay, Terrence Howard, Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, and Jeff Bridges.
Oh, yeah. All in one movie.
All in one movie, and they were able to afford that salary. And look at Batman. Batman Begins. How many Oscar winners and nominated people are in that movie?
So that's a totally crazy thing right there. Now, the other thing that they're doing, I mean, it sounds like they really are making the initiative, because we don't ruin anything for anybody, but they're making cameos in the Hulk and in Iron Man with other characters,
because they know if they can get the buzz up, if they get people excited, they can definitely get the investors to drop in the money that would cost. Would an Avengers film cost $200-300 million? Possibly. Could it make Spider-Man money? Yeah, it definitely could. You put the Hulk and Iron Man and Captain America and
oh man, people eat that shit up.
My God, they would eat that up, because a movie like that isn't plot heavy. A movie like that is about blowing shit up.
I know, and that is. I mean, I just want to see Hulk tear some shit down, and Captain America and Tony Stark, Iron Man, to go out there and stop his ass. You know what I mean? I don't
forget Ant-Man. Because Ant-Man is very important to the Avengers.
Well, don't nobody really know about Ant-Man. And people out there, right? Well, you do, but there's people out there like, who the fuck is Ant-Man?
That damn right, but that's why I'm bringing him up, because you're here talking about the only comic characters you know. You're one of the people sitting there going, who the fuck is Ant-Man?
Exactly. That's why I'm trying to relate to the audience that doesn't know about these, because a lot of people are going to be like, because a lot of people go see Iron Man, they didn't know what he was in the books. They just said, damn, he looks cool. Hey, let's just hope they make a... I'd hope
they're going to make an Avengers movie with the money they made off Iron Man. And the thing is Favreau wanted to do a trilogy, so Favreau's going to get the green light for Iron Man 2.
Yeah,
and that's going to rock.
Of course, they're going to make an Iron Man 2.
Of course, they're going to make an Iron Man 2, baby. Yeah. But that's what when it comes back around, what we're talking about right now, these numbers, that's what those numbers say. That says we get another fucking Iron Man movie. But now,
it could be if the Hulk doesn't do that well.
If the Hulk doesn't do that well, Iron Man still did well, and we'll get Iron Man 2.
Yeah, we'll get Iron Man 2, but if the Hulk doesn't do that well, they might not make an Avengers movie.
I don't know about that. I think they'll make an Avengers movie.
But that's what they're saying. They're saying it all depends on the numbers. I mean, it's a cool thing to make cameos right now. So they're just little nods to the fans, but it's all in the numbers. I mean, even though Marvel's controlling shit, they still got investors to please, and they still got a studio to deal with. So, but here's hoping, man. I hope. So anyway, speaking of superheroes, you were a superhero last week. You were the superhero known as the homeowner.
The homeowner, yes. For those of you that are like, why aren't there any new webcams from Carlisle? Well, it's because I've been busting my ass all week, moving out of one house into another. In fact, I just moved my last trip. I loaded the car up one last time and drove over to to the new house, and I am completely out of my old house. Bought a new house, and I've got a home of my own.
You got a fucking toy store. I ain't never seen so many goddamn toys. Now I know I got a few, but I'm talking about
I
a
don't
whole
have
room.
toy. Well, now define toys.
Toys?
I mean, are you talking about my miniatures?
Yeah, that's a toy to me.
That is a finely crafted hobby, sir. It's you talk toys and you talk like Cyrus, where Cyrus goes over to the toy stores and, oh look, it's the new Iron Man doll. Rip it out of the plastic and put it on a shelf and let it collect dust for 3 years.
In all fairness, the company, the studio sent him that Iron Man doll.
No. I know about that Iron Man doll. Cyrus, his walls are covered. Up in the computer room, he has like all the Akira action figures still in the plastic in case they go up in value. But then he's got all these. He's got Alien toys, and he's got Predator toys, and he's got Star Trek figures.
Anything that looks like an action figure to me is a fucking toy.
Well, except that these are 28 millimeter heroic scale.
Now, when you say paint, because you sit in there and you paint this shit, it's like it's little people.
Yes,
for Dungeons and Dragons. That you
well,
sit there
little people and little monsters,
and all, with a magnifying glass and a little brush. You sitting there painting that shit like a scientist working on a rocket or something.
Sure,
it's almost like nitroglycerin. Like you're scared to drop it, and you hit in the slightest movement is going to make it explode.
Yeah,
and I mean, look, it's impressive. But when I walk in there, I'm thinking, "Ooh, look at these fucking toys! This is cool."
Yeah, it is cool. In fact, what was funny was Leon walked into my geek room the other day. And I guess it was a few weeks ago, and he walked in and said he saw the terrain that I'd built to go with the miniatures. Wait, you've got a whole village here? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you can build like whole cities and towns. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all of a sudden this stuff's cool. I thought you were a dork, but man, you're really into this.
And then he picked them up and started playing with them. Because that's what I almost did. And I could tell you were like, don't you touch that.
That's what dice are for, my man.
Because when I came in there, I looked at him, and you almost like, don't look at him. Don't even put your don't go past that line. You look at it wrong.
No. You came over to help me move a couple things, and you saw that stuff, and I was just like, no, that doesn't need to move. I'm taking care of that myself. So,
yeah, I was happy to help you move, man. I'm happy for you.
The big thing about the new house, though, is now that I've got my own pad, bought a projector. I finally the television has been retired to the bedroom so I can watch movies in bed. But now in the living room and the nice big new entertainment room that I have, I bought myself a projector, a screen, and a 5.1 sound system.
Look at you, and you thinking now like I'm gonna have people over, I'm gonna entertain,
dude, I already entertain as is.
And now that you got a home, and I give it about 3 months, you're gonna be like, get the fuck out of my house. You ain't gonna want anybody in there.
Nah,
I'm ready to go to bed.
Barbecues.
Get out. I want to play with my toys. Get out.
I'll play with my toys. I have people over to play with toys with me. Are you
kidding play with myself. Nah, you gonna be like Archie Bunker. That you gonna be that grumpy. You are officially the grumpy old guy. You gonna be like, get out of my lawn.
Oh yeah, no, that was it. I bought a house that just happens to be on the walk home. There's a couple of routes they could take, but some kids take one route that the sidewalk runs along my house, and my house is on a corner lot. So some of these little douchebags decide that, well, fuck the sidewalk. I'm going to walk across this lawn and save myself a couple steps. And so I walk out, and there's like kids walking across my lawn. There's kids who got into a fight on my lawn. I like walk out of my house, and I had to stop myself because I felt like an 80-year-old man. I wanted to shake my fist and, hey, you kids, get off of my lawn.
No, when I got there, because I got to admit, when I first drove up, these are some of the most dangerous looking kids I've ever seen. Now, I'm not
now I wasn't going to say anything about it, but yeah, they are kids who are bussed in or something.
Look, and everybody's going to think I'm being racist. I'm not, because
you're going to be racist.
No, because there was some white kids, and they all looked like they lived some hard lives. It was almost like they let the prison open, and little midget prisoners got out.
That's the weird thing is I live in such a nice little neighborhood, and it's like nice and quiet, except for the trunk thumper. I live near a trunk thumper. I watched him install install a new like 80-inch subwoofer into the back of his fucking truck and then test it for 20 minutes. I'm like,
See,
oh yeah,
that's why your lawn is so appealing, because when those kids come out and they start fighting each other, that's why they're in your yard, because they're like, I don't want to fall on the street. I want to fall in grass if I get punched.
So actually, the funny thing is there have been many discussions about how to take care of this.
You know how to take care of it? Get yourself a video camera, point it out there in your lawn, and start videotaping some of those fights.
Now,
so that shit on the internet.
You know what? Actually, one of the things that was mentioned to me was to put up a fake video camera, to buy a shell of a video camera and put it in the trees and on the fence, and that the kids won't do shit. The other thing that was
They'll steal it.
put up a little fence line, like not even a full fence line, but just like something that psychologically steers the kids back onto the sidewalk. My favorites were, one of them was to set the sprinklers to go off 10 minutes before they start coming and finish 10 minutes after they leave every day. So the sprinklers are going off. So they don't want to go on the lawn.
Go further than that. Put up an electric barrier and light some of those little motherfuckers up.
My idea was just to sit out on, get myself a lawn chair and a loose fitting robe and sit out just in nothing but a robe with $20 bills tucked into my belt and just go, hey, little boy, you want to earn $20? Those kids will never walk by my house again.
No, and you will never have your freedom again because you're about to get locked up.
Because I'll try to explain it to them. You don't understand,
hey,
sir.
Little boy.
Exactly. Hey, little boy, want to earn $20? Those kids will walk 5 miles out of their way to avoid creepy guys'
When
house.
we're ready to record, I know why you're not here. Then I'll know why you're not here, because your ass is locked up for wearing 20s in your underwear, trying to proposition some little 8-year-old gangster.
That would be fucking funny as hell.
In fact, you won't even make it to jail. They'll shoot your ass before you get that far. You'll be laid out on your lawn fighting one of those little kids. Get off me! So, but no, congratulations, man.
Thank you. No, you saw the house. It's a cool little
house. Man, it's a very nice house. I can't wait to come over. Now,
don't say you say very nice house, and people listening or think I've got this 2-story white picket, thing. It's a cute little Austin house.
It ain't like the Beverly Hillbillies or the Jeffersons who moved into a mansion or some penthouse. I mean, it's a nice house. It's a very nice house. Let me start off.
The only reason I mention this. The only reason I mention this.
Well, no, here, let me give you the proper.
There was one or two people who, after we were talking about getting a house on one of the couple of cold ones, someone was talking about how much fat bank we must be making doing this job because they know how much a house costs. And it's like, it's not that nice of a house.
Well, Carlisle does stocks on the side. And when I say stocks, I mean dealing drugs. So
stocks, it means I'm the night guy at Walmart.
He stocks up in fucking cocaine and heroin. So, no, okay, let me give you the proper compliment. God damn, the fuck, man, that's a house. That's a house.
Now that's a house.
Shit,
man, that's a great house.
No, man, when I say very nice, I mean I'm being serious. I'm not
I know. I'm just stressing for the audience that they don't think that I'm living in some, we're moving on up. But it's a cool house. It's a very cool, hip little place.
For people on the West Coast or the East Coast, that would be a mansion.
Well,
it would cost about as much.
$800,000 for 1,200 square foot.
Now, see, I'm not one of those people who's telling you, "Oh, that's a nice little cottage." No, it's a fine house you have there. 3 rooms, right?
Yeah, it's 3-bedroom.
How many bathrooms?
It's got a really nice big living room with a fireplace.
How many bathrooms you got?
1 bathroom.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to come over to your house and get drunk and piss on your carpet.
Well, that'll be awesome. And watch my projector, which leads us to because I actually bought the full setup.
Oh, that's right. You got a Blu-ray player.
No. I didn't get a Blu-ray player.
No. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Let me let you lead into this because I'm all.
Yeah, no, because I decided against getting the Blu-ray because I really don't want to get caught up in that. I've been one of those people for the longest time saying, look, it's just going to be a collector's format. It's not going to be the big thing. And I was at the store the other day. I was at Circuit City, and I was there to buy a screen, and they had bay of HD televisions up, and it's all beautiful HD. And I've seen lots of HD, and some HD impresses me, and some it's kind of like, yeah, it looks a little too real to where it takes me out of it, and it looks fake.
Yeah.
So they've got on one of the Pirates of the Caribbean sequels. I'm thinking it was probably Dead Man's Chest, but it could be at World's End. But it's a scene in which we see Davy Jones, and he turns, and his big spiny blowfish second in command walks up to say something. And I look up at the screen. I'm like,
Get to the point. No,
why are they showing the video game on these screens? This looks awful. It's so stiff and disgusting. They should be showing the real. Oh my God, this is the real movie. I went over and I said, what is this? And they're like, oh, we're showing the Blu-ray of Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm like, this looks awful. And that Blu-ray shit, man, I mean, I saw some shots of just the normal stuff and it looked great, but all the special effects looked like it had just been rendered.
Well, that's what I've been wondering about this whole new digital and high resolution. First of all, digital is great, but when it comes over, you get pixelation every time it's coming through. I'm talking about digital cable.
Yeah.
And then with high resolution, now I saw I was actually, where was I? I was in Costco or something, and they had a Blu-ray movie playing, and it looked great.
Beer me.
I don't know if it got to beer me. I don't know if it got to one of the special effects part, but it was looking cool, man. But that was my biggest. That was my biggest worry, and I don't know if this is going to be how it's going to be from now on. But I was just telling you before we started, when you didn't have that much resolution, or we were watching something on analog TV, or even with film, you get a graininess, you get a fuzziness, you don't get that much clarity, and therefore a lot of the special effects, they can hide behind that, and they look great. So what you're saying is now that we have such clarity, the special effects even look fake.
Which weirds me out because I saw some stuff projected on. I mean, I saw some HD DVD stuff projected, and that stuff all looked gorgeous. But everything I've seen from Blu-ray so far, I'm trying to figure out what the hell people are saying. No, the Blu-ray image is much better, and the sound is so much cooler. And everything I've seen is HD DVD was the superior format.
Well,
it
that's
got
gone.
Shit on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know enough about it to say anything.
It died bad.
I've only seen. I was keeping up with it for a while, and I kept up with it when they killed HD off. Because you know me, I'm like, well, shit. When I'm watching porn in Blu-ray, I don't want to see every pimple on somebody's ass or something.
Well, yeah, porn is something you don't want high definition of. It's wow, I want to be like I'm really there. Wow, no, sometimes you don't.
I don't want to go that far up into somebody's ass, but I'm really.
There are body parts there that you want to remain fuzzy.
I don't want to see somebody's hairy nipples like that. It's just no.
Hairy nipples. Oh God, I've been there.
Hairy nipples. He's a good guy, man. I like him.
He's a great guy. He runs that website.
AirCoolNipples.com. I'm just kidding about the point, but I do think I am wondering if they really want something to be that clear. I sound like speaking of hippies, I sound like that old hippie where that says, man, digital and CDs is not like the records, man. The records sound so much better. I'm used to look at that asshole there. He's just talking out his ass. But now I'm beginning to wonder, since it's in my realm of being visual, I'm like, maybe they have a point. I don't know.
Well, no, there's something to be said for the thing is like the old nothing sounds like a record. Now that hiss and that feel of records, some people love that. It's kind of like guys like me. I love the grain of film, man. The grain of film is a flaw. It is not a perfect image. But that grain of film, I've grown to love it, and I love what it hides, and I love what it delivers.
Even when I'm at the digital, when we're at the theater that shows all digital,
the Galaxy,
it's a great image. But you know what? I really do miss how grainy film looks when I see it. It's just something I feel like I'm watching. I feel like I'm in somebody's living room watching one of their movies projected huge. And,
see, that's where I saw Meet the Spartans, and I saw Meet the Spartans projected digitally.
Who the fuck put that in digital, man?
They put everything, dude. The Galaxy shows everything in digital. They don't have a single film. It was funny. We went and saw Enchanted there, and Disney sent a film print. And they were kind of like, we don't know what to do with this, and it took them like an hour to get shit working.
Yeah, they used it as a coffee table there. No, I hope that this is something that, if it's true, look. Let me just say this. I don't know. Time will tell. I will have to see more because I'm thinking about getting a PS3, which is a Blu-ray player, and that's what I'm getting it for. And the games are secondary. Speaking of games, though, you big video game player?
You always ask me that.
I know you play computer games.
I play computer games. I have not touched my console in
Okay.
in forever. I don't
Okay.
have a second gen or a next gen console at all.
All right. Well, then this question is not directed towards you, but more towards me. And I think it was directed towards us, but we know where you stand. But I'm not going to even go on that long about it because everybody's asking me about goddamn Grand Theft Auto 4. And people, let me tell you something. You're asking the wrong person. I've seen pictures of Grand Theft Auto 4. I've seen the commercials. I've seen it in a store where people were playing it.
I just know it's out.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was out. It looks great, but I'm not a big Grand Theft Auto person. Now I will get this, and I'll let people know what I think. But,
You know, I've got my little. I fell back into the realm of. I talked about how we did that thing where I talked about I was off the wagon and how or I was on the wagon and I'd given up massively multiplayer online role playing games. And then
when for those who don't know, that's like World of Warcraft.
That's like World of Warcraft.
It's
I
what
did
people
World
play
of Warcraft.
online.
Yes, I played World of Warcraft for a year. I clocked in 3 months of game time.
You're like a crackhead with that.
It was sick, dude. It was wrong. And so I went and I saw this documentary at South by Southwest. It was really good.
What, Second Skin?
Second Skin. Did you see it?
That was one of the ones I wanted to see, and I couldn't make
Dude,
it.
it was really good. And it's this is a film that needs to get distribution. This is a film that needs to get picked up, and it needs to be that film that people hand to people's parents. That my kid is doing World of Warcraft. What is it? This film explains from the ground up everything. They actually have footage in a Chinese gold farming operation. They talk to these people. You get to meet the gold farmers.
Well, the movie is first of all,
It is about massively multiplayer online
people who
games.
play games online, so they become other people. That's where Second Skin comes in. So they
I was doing that for the other players out there to let them know that this movie gets into the finite operations of every aspect of gaming, from the people who meet and date online and get married, to the people who become friends online, to the roommates who live together and play online all
it's like
day.
online. It takes that whole thing of being online just a little bit further because you do become a character. And they had, from what I understand, you saw the movie, I didn't, but people believe they were that character. They couldn't wait to get off of work and get back in this world.
Because that's how I was. I would get off work and I would run home.
But then they had people who were getting married. They got married within the game, but they were like in love with each other's character. They never really saw each other before.
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of fucked up.
Well, it happens. My favorite thing that's ever happened, my favorite story was about this group of people who, it was online. I mean, it's a horrible story, but it's a great story. It was in World of Warcraft, and one of the guild members died.
Dude, you about to get into some language I can't understand.
Okay. A guild is a group of people who hook up online and are a group that work together, like the X-Men.
Bunch of online nerds.
There's chicks that do this too, and some of them are hot. I've known them. Swear to God. Anyhow, a guild is a group of people who come together online and work together to do stuff and go on missions together. It's kind of like the online X-Men, dude, or the Avengers, where it's like you log on and you've got your guild chat, and it's all your friends who are online, and you are all together in one group. You're a team. And one of the members of a large guild, died. And they passed away and in real life. And the guild thought it would be great to have an in-game funeral for this person who they'd all spent all this time with. It was very sweet. They all get together. And
that's crazy.
They hold this funeral for this guy.
Insane.
A rival guild heard about this, waited for the funeral to go on because nobody was carrying weapons.
And went in and
and went in and slaughtered everybody at the funeral.
Okay, that's funny. Now, see, I can understand that. I don't play this shit.
That was cold-blooded, but goddamn, that was funny.
I don't know nothing about no guilds. I don't know nothing about all that shit. But you talk about going and killing people at a funeral. That I can understand.
So I've fought, but after watching that, I was like, man, I missed that. I should go and look for a free online role-playing game.
No, you don't.
I'm back in.
Don't get back into that shit.
Dude, it's too late. I'm back in. I'm playing this game called Mabinogi. Game that came over from Korea. It's fucking awesome.
Nakadoches? What the fuck is
No,
what?
Mabinogi.
Mabinogi. Damn, I think I went to school with her.
Dude,
Mabinogi.
she was hot. No, Mabinogi.
It's a ghetto girl I went to school with.
That's what I've been playing
Mabinogi.
lately. It's this. Oh man, I'm obsessed with it. It's a free role playing game, and it's oh dude, is it cool?
Oh, okay. You over my head with that shit. I don't get into all that kind of shit. I feel nerdy enough playing fucking Xbox. So Hey,
So Grand Theft Auto 4.
no, I'm just saying I haven't played it.
Guys, we haven't played it. Stop asking us questions.
I'm
We
gonna
have
get it.
fucking clue.
No, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it because it looks real cool.
Are you done playing BioShock then?
I'm just about done. Man, I've been working so much. I took some time off from playing my Xbox people. I haven't played a whole lot. I'm like you. I get into video games and I just zone out, and I can't do it.
Well, I've had to curb it, and I can control it now. It's I'm beginning to control my abilities, but it's it's.
But I have games that people gave me for Christmas that are sitting on my television that I haven't opened up yet because I just can't get into it. But when I play Grand Theft Auto 4, because it's a big game and people want to blog about it and stuff, I'm gonna rent it, play it for a little while.
I wonder how it did this weekend. Because there was me and you talked about this, and we both thought it was stupid. CNN ran a story like, which is going to win, Iron Man or the new video game, cop killing video game? It was clearly slanted.
It's two fucking things, man. It's video games and movie. You can put the game down, go see a movie, and come back. You can put the game on pause.
The question was that going to happen? And sure enough, Iron Man kicked some ass.
I mean,
I don't know how Grand Theft Auto did.
I'm sure the game so well. I mean, two different things, man. I don't even know why they make a comparison. So I'll get it, let people know. Cloverfield 2 pictures that were apparently released. Did you see this?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
Dude, I've been moving.
Oh, it's kind of cool. It's online. It's on our site, first of all. Leon put it up, but it's been floating around for I think the last 24 hours. It's part of the whole viral marketing thing. You're not sure what it is. It's all fuzzy. It's meant to get people talking. What it is they're black and white photos. They look like photos that were taken from some sort of submarine camera or something, or some robotic device. And it's a light that's shining down on what looks like little baby Cloverfield monsters. I mean, little tiny monsters on the ocean floor. And then they have another picture where you can't tell what the fuck is going on. I mean, I don't know what it is. As that looks like it could be the Paris Hilton porn video or something for all we know. But they look kind of cool, and it's got people excited about the actuality of a Cloverfield 2 coming out, which they say is coming out in 2009.
2009, really?
Yeah, that quick.
That means they're going summer, and that means they're doing what we hope they do. That would be awesome.
So no, there's no plot that's let out yet.
Well, and I don't want the plot to be. I hate that. I hate plot revelation spoilers. Dude, especially on a film. That's the kind of thing you need when you need to sell the film in advance. Like they did that with Cloverfield. Like they gave us the basic concept of Cloverfield early on. What is it? We kind of got this. There was this basic stuff floating around. We were all interested. But you know what? We know the fucking movie's coming out. We know it's going to be about a giant fucking monster. Don't fucking tell me what it's about.
In fact, I think
care.
they were talking about some shit when Cloverfield came out, and they were talking about what the sequel was going to be. I think they just said anything to throw people off. I think they had a sequel planned from the beginning.
Oh, dude, J.J. Abrams has become the king of he and Michael Bay are all about feeding the beast and keeping the disinformation up.
Man, I like I said, I'm not into the gaming shit that you're into, but I'm just thinking about that shit. That's a fun ass story. People just trying to have a funeral for a friend, and these motherfuckers come in and just kill everybody.
They kill everybody.
I don't know. Maybe that is something I want to get into.
That's what's in the back of your head. You're sitting here trying to talk about Cloverfield 2, and you're just like, that's some cold shit.
No, I might get into that kind of gaming, man, because I'm not going to be the type of person who goes on missions. I'm going to be the person who's
you're going to be the dick.
No, I'm going to catch people when they sit on the toilet. I'm going to catch people when they're trying to go to church. People trying to chill at home, watching TV or whatever they do in that world. I'm going to bust in your house, stab you in the ass, and then run away. I'm going to be that person. So,
well, you're that person now, dude.
Yeah, I run into people.
See, I've been at bars and watched you mac on. I've watched as Cyrus is like working on some chick, and then he gets up and goes, "I'll be right back, baby. I'm going to the restroom."
Okay.
And then you like swoop in like a vulture. Yeah, see, that you just reminded me of a story. We used to hang out at Opal Divines all the time, and me, you, and Leon were sitting around drinking, and you were talking about you had hooked up with some crazy chick. You just totally just nut bar. And Leon was like, wait, you went home with her? And you were like, well, yeah. And he was like, that bitch was crazy. And you were like, yeah, but the minute her clothes came off, all that crazy just went away.
Hey, that was many years ago. That's like when we first started hanging out over the vines. So
that, you know what, I will say that was many years ago. Not that you've changed much. But
I have changed much. I have.
You have
I have changed a lot. So back then, yeah, I probably did, man. I don't know.
You're a dog, dude. Why won't you admit that you're a dog?
Because I'm not.
Oh.
You don't see me on all fours talking about woof woof. I know the computer's getting crazy now.
Do you need me to get your chill pack?
Could you please?
Keep talking.
Okay. What do you want me to say? By the way, Carlisle went to go take a piss while I was resetting something right here, and the toilet's broken. I was like, well, it doesn't matter. At least you didn't go in there and take a shit. That would have sucked. Having to go in there and fix the toilet after you. Oh, hey, there you're back. How you doing?
Yeah, because that's what people want to hear about is our biological functions.
You just took a piss.
Wow,
man.
this is top-notch entertainment, folks. I'd like
It
to
is.
apologize for the humor you just had to be subjected to.
All right. Well,
It's like we bitch about Harold and Kumar, and you're sitting here talking about taking a shit. Well, he's in shit, yeah.
but you didn't have the visual of you and me taking a shit like you had to see in Harold and Kumar. So that's the difference, my friend. All right. Tell you what. Let's go ahead and get into some email here.
Sure, why not? How close are we? Where are we?
I don't know. We're close to being done. It hasn't stopped yet, so we'll see. Let's see. Okay, here's an email I think you'll like. It's going to clear up a lot of things here. Your thoughts about me. Let's see. Okay, damn, I didn't even get the name on this, but it says, happy to hear you're a Mac person. Or you're a Mac person too. I've been a Mac person for many years, from my MacBook Pro right down to my iPod. Have yet to get an iPhone as I'm waiting for the 3G, which is the new series of iPhones coming out with a faster internet connection. But when I do, I'm sure I'm going to be happy with it, as I am with everything else that is Mac. Mac users unite. First of all, I'm not a Mac person. And if there's one thing that
You are a Mac person.
no, I'm not.
No,
I'm
you
not.
are not. You are not a Mac. You're not a Mac zealot. But do you work on a Mac?
Well, let me explain. You gonna let me explain? Can I tell about myself, please? Is it okay if I tell people about me from me, and then you can tell me what you said?
I'm sorry. I thought this was a show of two people talking, not one person. Please go ahead.
Not right now, no. But no, because you say this. I'm not a Mac person. I'm not a PC person. As a matter of fact, I kind of get a little irritated when people have allegiances to one or the other, or they hate one or the other, because I have both uses. I have uses for both platforms. There are certain things that a Mac can do better than a PC, and vice versa. So, I mean, I just want to let people know I'm not a Mac zealot, but I do work on a Mac, but I also work on a PC. And it kind of sucks because what I do professionally requires that I work on both.
Yeah, and he barely knows how to work on either. So it really is. I wouldn't call him a Mac person. He couldn't answer a Mac question if he tried.
What do you want to know? Yeah, you can't even ask a Mac question, so.
Why would I ask a Mac question? I'm not a fag.
I don't know. I thought you might want to test me out since
Do
you
I
know
look like
so
some
much
kind
about
of
it.
Mac fag? Do I look?
Oh, come on. Now, you know we don't like to use that word here. Out of all the words we use, I don't know why. I don't know why that word, and I'm glad that you said that because we're not homophobes by any means. Neither you or me, anybody
Dude,
else.
I love the ass poking.
Oh,
I
well,
love a good ass poking.
Okay, that's you, not me. I don't know how to. I've never known that side of you before, Carlisle. But thanks for sharing. I like watching animal sex. You like the ass poking. So
Who doesn't like the ass poking?
But no, I don't know why that word bothers me so much, man. I don't know why it does these days.
And especially that word shouldn't.
I don't know why. It just does. For some reason I feel like it's just like when I'll put it to you this way. Like when I hear people say the word nigger, and I always think that yes, when I hear a black person say it, they do have a right to say it more than anybody else. And when I hear I do. I mean, it's a word that has been used as some sort of demeaning purpose, and now it's been taken by those people that was directed towards, and they use it. And no matter how I don't go around using it in public. I don't go around using it in front of people. I think certain people use it too liberally. I think people should be just like drinking. Use it responsibly. If you're hanging around with each other, your buddies, and it's not going to bother anybody, then fine, go ahead. But I feel like gay people, that's their word. They want to use it towards each other. That's fine.
Now there's a difference between fag and faggot. It's not like I use because faggot is the brah.
Yeah, I hear
said
you.
Fag,
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, and I can't really say
is,
yeah.
and some people have gotten annoyed by it. Some people are fine with it because it's completely it's taken the word and given it a completely different meaning. It's just taken a word and made it lame. It's not like him going homosexual.
Well, I'm not criticizing you. I'm just
Gay.
saying it's for some reason. I don't know why it makes me feel
why
weird.
you're so sensitive to that.
But see, I can't really say anything because I'm always saying every now and then I'll say
You'll insult every other group in the world.
Yeah, and I will insult gay people too because I know that's what I was going to say. Sometimes I'll say, "Man, that's gay," and I know that's probably not any better.
But I call you a fag because you like Max. And because you sleep with guys.
You coming from the guy said I love ass poking. So,
I was clearly being ironic. You, on the other hand, love a good ass poking.
Okay, I'm gonna walk away from this whole area right here.
Walk away from the whole ass poking phenomenon.
Now, what? I know you don't like Max, but
no, I have no real problem with Max. I don't like some of the things that the company has done. I like the reason I work on PCs is because I build them myself. You know, I go to the store and I buy the parts, and the parts are made by a number of different companies. Whereas you can't do that with a Mac. If you could go to the store, I've heard that there's like a Mac cloning kind of thing now that it's just recently come out that you can actually build them yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about trying that.
I seriously doubt it though because
somebody said, but they're very proprietary. It's like, no, you buy our shit and you have to take it to a store to get it fixed.
Yeah,
I want to be. If my hard drive fails, I want to go down to fucking Fry's. I want to buy a hard drive and put it back in, so I'm back working 5 minutes later. Well, that's what I want from a computer.
That's what the difference is because I think they have a more stable machine because of that. But at the same time, you're right. If it breaks down, it's so specialized that you got to take it somewhere.
And they've done a couple of wonky things. Like they have God, I'm blanking on the name of what it's called, but essentially they've created things that they know were going to die, like what happened with the iPod, where they created batteries that they knew were going to expire a year and a half later, so that you had 18 months to your iPod before you had to replace it.
Yeah, and I think I will say this. First of all, let me just put it this way. If somebody asks me, what kind of computer should I get? My question is, what do you want to do on it?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I mean, if you are a creative professional, get a Mac.
Well,
especially if you want to
what you're a creative professional.
Exactly.
If you're editing movies or music, a Mac or doing like Flash or artwork, that kind of stuff is great for a Mac.
See, even Flash and artwork, I'll tell somebody to go to a PC.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think Flash works.
Back in the day, it used to be the other way around.
I don't think Flash works as well on a Mac as it does on a PC.
Oh, wow.
I do. That's why I have a PC, because I do a lot of my illustration work on a PC. I'll do all the heavy duty stuff on a Mac. And that's what I say. If you want something cheap, if you want to do everyday stuff, get yourself a PC. If you're right, if you're doing editing, audio.
Yeah, I do nothing high end.
Photo.
So a PC is great for me. And I love making fun of my Mac buddies simply because they take it so seriously. Like PC people, there are like hardcore PC people, but most PC people are like, look, it's what I work on. It works. It's what I write for a living. My computer is a glorified surfing word processor. What the fuck do you want from me?
That's why
I play Mabinogi on it. I built it from scratch for $500. My computer that I run on right now, I built from scratch for $500.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. And you can build a PC, and if that's all you need it for, then fine. In fact, I hate that commercial where I'm a Mac and I'm a PC. I want to be the guy to walk in and be like, both y'all are fucked up. Shut up.
There's a couple of parodies online that are pretty good. Somebody posted one to the site that I ended up seeing, which it made me laugh so hard, where Mac ended up sending a virus to PC and PC blue screen to death. And then Mac is like, all right, I'm out of here, but he color wheels.
Well, I want to come in and just because they really are. They both got problems.
Yeah,
and they both work great with certain things. I want to come in and like to one guy I want to say, PC, you're fat, and Mac, you're an asshole. So
well, yeah, but you know what? I'll allow Mac to pull the Mac PC things because Mac has such a small percentage of the market share that they kind of got to be dicks about it to kind of make themselves seem exclusive. What? Like come to the real world, come to where everything is simple, where you don't have to think. We do everything out of the box. You don't have to install anything. You don't have to build anything.
I'll be the first to tell you that Mac people are some of the biggest assholes in the world, man.
This is true.
I have an iPhone for a particular reason, and I would tell people,
because you're an asshole.
Well, that's part of it, but I'm one of those assholes. I got an iPhone. Fuck you. What you got? Fuck you. I don't even want to see it. Yeah, but I mean, I have it for a specific reason. I mean, I wouldn't have it if it really wasn't for this particular reason. It's a great device, but it has problems. And I tell people,
like you,
yeah. Well, none of us are perfect, Carlisle. But
you more than most.
But I tell them, I said, yeah, this has a problem right here, and this has a problem right there. And if they have an iPhone too, they'll be like, "You fucking take that back. you don't you say this shit. And I'm just like, hey man, I'm sorry.
You know what's funny though. This is poetic justice. Justin Long, who is the actor who plays Mac
in the Mac
commercials,
commercial,
doesn't know dick about computers. He's just an actor. It's not no fault with him.
Well, I don't think anybody actually thought he was a Macintosh computer.
No. The thing is people on the street ask him how to fix problems with his computer. Because they'll be, hey, I'm having a problem with such and such, and my such and such drive is not connecting to my such and such in my Mac. He's like, dude, I'm an actor. Yeah, but can you tell me how to fix my machine? He's got to live with that shit for the rest of his life. Hi, I'm a Mac. Fuck you.
Yeah, maybe he should learn this. I mean, hey, if this whole acting thing doesn't work out, he's probably got a future in fixing Macintosh computers. So.
Yeah, he could be on the phone line. Thank you for calling Apple. This is Justin Long.
Yes.
Hey, you're the Mac guy. Yes, I am. What is your problem?
No, he'd be more like, yeah, I'm a goddamn Mac. All right, what do you want, man? Shit. Yeah, you ain't got it plugged in. But that's not the problem. Click. Next. So, anyway, that just let people know I'm a fair guy.
Yeah, you had another email, didn't you?
Well, there's one more. And I can't, it's not even an email. I just put a note to tell myself this because I think and I'm not doing this to prove you wrong. It's an interesting point somebody made. You said that The Lord of the Rings was made before The Hobbit.
No. I thought Lord of the Rings was written before The Hobbit, and I was wrong.
It was written before. Yeah, I'm talking about the books, people.
And then, the Hobbit was written beforehand because I had read a thing on that, and I was completely wrong on that. I was like 3 beers in at that point, so
it's okay. Apologize. I mean, somebody made a good point because you weren't exactly wrong. Well, what we were talking about, people thought that the general thinking is that The Hobbit was made before the Lord of the Rings,
which it was.
And no, you said that Lord of the Rings was made before The Hobbit, and The Hobbit is for people don't know.
No. I said the other way around. I said The Hobbit was written first, and then they wrote Lord of the Rings, and it was the other way around.
No, I even heard the podcast. You said that when we were talking about it, we were talking about Lord of the Rings, and then they
they went back and no.
Yeah, and then you said
I'm 3 beers down now.
Damn, boy, you fucked up tonight. But somebody wrote in
hours, dude,
and the reason why I'm talking about this, I mean, I'm not trying to throw the audience off. For people who don't know, Lord of the Rings, huge movie series, and they're going to make The Hobbit, and Guillermo del Toro is going to do it, and that's the prequel to those movies. Now, in book form, we were saying that a lot of people said that The Hobbit was made before Lord of the Rings, and that's the way it was thought. Now, you said that it was the other way around, but somebody wrote in and they said, in a way you're right, in a way you're wrong. They said that The Hobbit was written before Lord of the Rings, but it was rewritten or redone in some kind of way because when J.R.R. Tolkien wrote The Hobbit, he wasn't really thinking ahead to Lord of the Rings.
Right.
So he went back and rewrote it to adjust some things to fit within those next books.
And if you read a lot of his stuff, especially out of the Silmarillion, he wrote and rewrote and wrote a number of different weird versions of a lot of stuff. There's a lot of weird chunks of that stuff floating around that they turned into a number of different things that they've released over the years, in which at times he didn't know what the fuck he was writing.
Well, shit, he was probably higher than a motherfucker when he was writing that stuff. I mean, back then, come on, to write about these dwarves going on quests and shit, looking for dragons. I mean, he was probably...
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with dwarves going on quests looking for dragons? What the fuck is wrong with that?
And nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying you had to be high to write about that shit.
Oh, really?
And it probably helps. If you're not, you probably should.
Oh, really? Have you seen my journal?
Well, that means you probably high as shit too when you wrote it. Oh, wait a minute. You wrote a journal.
No, I'm totally fucking.
Okay, I was about to say, why would you be writing a diary about dwarves and shit instead of writing about yourself?
Why wouldn't I be? I sit painting these fucking things for hours.
It's
You're
almost
making fun of me for that shit. It's not okay for me to write a journal from the perspective of
an elf
Stonehoof Dwarfhaven, who is a master craftsman who goes off and fights dragons in the pits of Maradun.
But I love you, man, but you are so nerdy sometimes. You might as well be speaking Spanish. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about half the time. I mean, but it's cool. I'm learning. I'm learning the ways of the fucking nerd, I guess. I don't know.
No, you're not even close to learning the ways of the nerd, young Padawan.
Okay.
So you don't even know what that means.
Padawan?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it some reference to Star Wars? I don't know. Is a Padawan an assistant elf or some shit? I don't know. Who gives a fuck? If I don't have a test on it, I don't care. What's a Padawan? Is that like a platypus in Australia or something? What?
I think that's the perfect time to cut out for tonight.
Padawan.
Young Padawan.
That's a boat, isn't it? Padawan. I think.
I say this as I'm eagerly awaiting tomorrow. I'm going to test out my new projector system with Empire Strikes Back, which comes in.
No, I think I know the answer to that is I don't give a fuck. So
the answer is, does it get me pussy? No, fuck you.
Yeah, is Padawan a chick who's willing to come home with me?
And this is why you can't score with the Princess Leia girls.
Somebody wrote me and they said, man, just between you and me, nerd shit. I think there's an undercover nerd here. They said, a nerd chick, man, you don't want that shit.
Oh, fuck that.
It's not everything you think it's going to be.
Dude, that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Nerd girls are hot and nerd girls rock.
I don't care as long as they take the clothes off.
There's another guy. That's another guy who's just like you going, man, it ain't worth it. Man, those nerd girls, they expect way too much out of you. They expect you to have read this shit. They expect you to want to play a dwarf who goes out hunting dragons.
See, that's too much work for me. I ain't doing that shit. If they want me to dress in costume, I'm sorry. Unless you wearing a nurse costume in my bedroom, I ain't got to deal with that.
See, why does it have to be a nurse? What's your thing with nurses?
Because I don't want a fucking elf. That's why.
Why wouldn't you want a fucking elf?
Because
dude, those bitches live for 1,000 years. Those are some experienced fucking whores.
See, right there. This is where reality has crossed over into fantasy.
This is where we've learned the lies. This is
Anyway.
where we've gone to the deep, dark recesses of KY Doom.
KY Doom. All right. What the hell are you talking about?
It took you half a second before you caught that.
I'm gone, man. Hey, it's been a couple of cold ones with me.
There's been a lot of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
We'll see you next time. Thanks.
Good night, everybody.